guys, and welcome back to another video. My name is Renee for those of you that are new here. I have this cleansing aloe vera mask on my face for the morning. It has witch hazel and a softening pro vitamin B5. So this is how I'm starting my day. I have pink curls in my hair that I did this morning because guess what? I didn't wake up feeling in a good mood. I woke up feeling not so great. I'm a little bit sick. Wasn't feeling that good about myself. And you know what I decided? I decided to step out of the house for a little bit, get a coffee, come back, and literally start over because I'm not starting my day that way. This is what real life looks like. Sometimes you don't wake up in a good mood and you have to do things to get yourself there, okay? So, how to be rich, hot, and skinny. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. You have to stop letting yourself get distracted. And the thing that has really surprised me lately is identifying some things that are distractions that I never really thought of as being a distraction, but just like realizing that me doing this thing as a form of distracting myself has been, in a way, something that has cleared my mind and has helped me. So I feel like, in order, obviously, this title is, meant to be funny and taken lightly. This is not like this is my only goal in life, but a lot of people want the same things. They want wealth, they want to feel confident, be attractive, and skinny. And I just use that word because I know that it'll get people's attention. I'm not necessarily saying one body type fits all. But the key to basically any goal that you want is to stop letting yourself get distracted. Um, if you want to be wealthy, you have to stop letting yourself get distracted by maybe certain bad habits you have or things you want to improve, like, frivolous spending. Maybe you have to stop getting distracted by every little thing, wanting to buy every little thing so that you can save money and get the thing that you really want. That's just one way of not letting ourselves be distracted or not comparing ourselves to other people and where they are with their finances. That's a way that we get distracted all the time, is by comparing ourselves. And in a similar way, we do that when it comes to our looks. How to be hot, stop being distracted by other people's looks and letting their beauty take away from yours, because that's a trap that we all fall into. But the truth is that we have unique features about ourselves that are attractive to some people and not attractive to other people. And guess what? That's just reality. We're not going to be attractive to every single person. Trying to be attractive to everybody is like wanting everybody to like you. It's never going to happen. And if you're making that your goal, then you're not being true to yourself. You're being a people pleaser. And I'll say it, like, you're being manipulative because you're changing yourself to make other people happy, to have them look at you a certain way. That's not being real, that's being fake. Here are some ways that I've kind of noticed I'm getting distracted. And I got really inspired by this video, seeing how, like, sometimes you're not stuck, you're not blocked, but you're just like not taking any action. Like, you're just sitting and waiting for things to happen to you. You're not doing anything to get you closer to where you want to be. And then you want to claim that you're stuck. Then you want to claim you're depressed, that you're unhappy, that you don't get the things that you want, but other people get to have them. You just sit back in your like little privileged space in your house, comfortable, complaining that you're not where you want to be, yet you're not doing anything, not even one small thing. Even one small thing, one small action is better than doing nothing and just sitting and complaining. So yeah, this is just part of that deeper inner work that we have to do to change our self-image and our self-esteem and really get to a place where we're happy with our life. When we wake up and we're like content with where we are. They say that, striving for happiness all the time is not realistic, but striving to be in a place of content no matter what, that's real fulfillment. That's real happiness, because you're accepting and content with what you have and where you are. And, I fully agree with that sentiment. So, if you want to continue doing your inner work, if you like videos like these and you like these kinds of topics, definitely check out my Empress of Esteem program that's going live on November 1st. Right now, the pre launch price is available, but I'm going to walk you through step by step all of the things that I did to raise my self esteem in a live training call that's going to be available to you after the call as well, along with bonus videos and two journaling workbooks. After working with me on the Empress of Esteem course and having that energy of being live and having that sense of community, you will have a step-by-step guide on how to raise your self-esteem, how to be more confident and raise your self-image, which is going to positively impact other areas of your life, including wealth, including body image, just a general feeling of feeling like you have what it takes to get your dream life if you already are not there. This topic of self esteem is really important to me because I've seen the dark side of what happens to ladies who have a low self esteem, how they're taken advantage of, how they're not living life at their fullest potential, how they're, it takes away from their life experience. And there are some things that we don't have control over and we have to just accept them as they are. But your self esteem is one of those things that you do have control over. You do have control over your self esteem. You have control over how you perceive life, how you perceive yourself, and you get to enjoy your life no matter what has happened to you, no matter who you are, where you are in the world, what resources you have. No matter what, you have the right to be happy and you have the right to live a fulfilled and beautiful life no matter what. So that's the purpose of my program, is to help you remember and reconnect with that part of yourself. If you want to practice your journaling and you don't know where to start, definitely check out my Wisdom in Dark Paradise journal, available in the description below. It's a 5-day journaling practice where I guide you and teach you how to be more connected with your inner intuition, your inner wisdom. Most importantly, it's a guide for people who aren't that familiar with journaling or want to add another journal to their practice. For me, I've been journaling since I was like in high school, and it never gets old, it never stops. I do mostly a lot of free writing, but I love just collecting books over the years, and I have literally a stack of journals like so high. It's just nice to keep, and most importantly, it's where the most self-transformation has happened for me personally. So that's why I created Wisdom in Dark Paradise. If you want to learn more, check out the links in the description below. In order to be rich, hot, and skinny, you got to stop letting yourself get distracted. And how do I get distracted? I'm happy you asked. There's a lot of ways. Okay. I'm somebody, like, I feel like you continue to work on yourself. You never get to this place where you're perfect and you don't need to do anything else. Like, it just continues and we evolve. And sometimes we regress and sometimes we have to get ourselves back to where we were. And it's just a process. So I've been letting myself get distracted lately by spending too much time on TikTok. And I realized that, or I saw somewhere that you can literally set limits within the app to control how much time you're spending. And, sometimes if we're just leaving it up to ourselves, like in the moment, we're just going to let ourselves continue spending time online because we're already in the habit. But it's nice to have that little pop up on the screen that just brings you back into the present moment and literally tells you how much time you've been spending on it and to take a break. Sometimes there's like a snooze button, and then when you've reached the time that you've given yourself to spend online, to spend on TikTok, it tells you that you reached your time. So it just kind of is something that brings you back into the present moment and makes you more aware of like what you're doing, which is helpful because as we know, when you're scrolling, it's very mindless, and before you know it, so much time has gone by, time that you could have spent doing other things like making your life better, literally. So, yeah, that's something that I've done to kind of limit my distractions lately. And if this doesn't relate to you, like if it's not TikTok for you, then I would encourage you to identify what's eating your time, like what's distracting you, and find ways to manage that. For me, it was TikTok. It's just spending too much time online in general. That's just something that eats my time because I do it so often. And, TV, like just too much screen time basically. So, something that I've been doing is setting limits for myself literally on the app to make sure that I'm not just wasting hours doing things that are mindless, that doesn't add to my life, while being realistic and knowing that I am going to spend time online, but just setting like a parameter for myself. You need to do that to be aligned with your goals and to be just using your time wisely, you know? Um, this is okay. If there's anything to take away from this video, this is literally something that I've realized lately that has been it's a super big distraction. I didn't realize that's what was happening, but critical thoughts, like when you're just being harsh on yourself, whether you're like picking yourself apart, like when it comes to like your body image or just whatever unique way that you're critical about yourself in your mind, when you catch yourself in that mental chatter, Believe it or not, that's a form of a distraction too, because our brain is wired to solve problems. That's just how our human brain is designed. It's designed to solve problems. And if you're not conscious of the thoughts that are in your mind, sometimes we're thinking the same thoughts over and over again, and it's like a loop of just criticism toward yourself. That's a distraction. That's your brain's way of trying to solve a problem, but that problem doesn't exist. It's not there. So we have to, like, literally, sometimes the most helpful thing is to just say stop. When you feel like you have negative thoughts that are just racing your mind, just breathe, come back into your body and say stop, like out loud. You catch yourself in those moments. So that's something that I've kind of found interesting, is that when I'm being critical of myself, and I'm just like being mean in my own head, like, or just having negative thoughts about, it could be anything, over and over again, that's a form of a distraction. That's just energy that I haven't told it where to go yet. So it's just turning on me and it's trying to find a purpose by like criticizing and trying to solve some kind of problem. But I have to consciously like use those thoughts, use that energy and put it somewhere else in order to like come out of that kind of thinking, if that makes sense. But above all, I learned that that's a form of distraction. And yeah, distractions are meant to keep you from moving. So if you're too critical, if you're hypercritical of yourself, what normally happens? You stop even trying. Like you literally just stop trying, you give up, and that's a form of distraction, and it's keeping you stagnant. It's keeping you stuck by not allowing you to move. Not even move forward, just move at all. Sometimes like even moving a little bit is better than doing nothing. And when you're constantly being hard on yourself and you're overly criticizing yourself and you're basically like hating yourself, doubting yourself, that's a distraction, because like you're putting too much energy and too much thought on yourself. First of all, like there's a million other things you could be doing, could be thinking about, could be productive about, could you could be helping somebody else, you could be making yourself useful, but no, you're sitting there in self-pity, self-criticism, and it's selfish. And it really holds you back in life because it stops you from any kind of progress, it stops you from moving. And if you get stuck in those patterns, it could be a year from now, a few years from now, and you're in the same place and it's your fault. So we got to catch ourselves and stop being overly critical of ourselves, stop pitying ourselves, and use our energy toward things that are more useful. That's a distraction. That's something that's really holding you back. That's something that's held me back many times and that I have to constantly work through by becoming conscious of the thoughts that I'm thinking, by using that energy for other things, and just having that sense of self awareness. One way to cultivate that is through journaling, but of course, you can also lean on your spirituality, pray. Pray and ask God to help you get rid of these negative thoughts that are affecting you so much, because it's very real, but at the same time, it's not you. It's just this automatic function that our brain does that, if we're not careful, can really impact our lives and hold us back. And it's a distraction. That's what I'm trying to say, most of all. So yeah, depression is a distraction, anxiety is a distraction. You're focused too much on yourself, on your imaginary problems. Some problems are real. Health, is a real problem. Not having income, a real problem. Poverty, real problem. But like a dirty look that somebody gave you in the street, not a real problem. Unless you focus on it and make it into a problem for yourself, that's not a real issue. Somebody not liking you, not a real issue. Like, we have to really be honest with ourselves and get real about what we're focusing on. Lastly, I'll say that some relationships are a distraction. And being overly concerned with somebody else's life, somebody else's problems, is a form of distraction. We use things to escape, whether it's food or, spending time online, partying. There's so many things that we do as just humans trying to escape our feelings, trying to escape our reality. And while I think imagination is useful and, there's ways to have fun and kind of make life have that just, whimsical feeling, and, I'm all about like big dreams and stuff like that, there are negative sides to as forms of escapism. And trying to escape all the time is just a way that you're trying to distract yourself all the time, and that's just takes that inner work question of what am I really running from? What am I trying to distract myself from? Why can't I sit still with myself? What is wrong? And when you're trying to break bad habits, especially, that's really useful to ask yourself, like, what is it that's making me continue in this way? Like, why do I keep doing things that I don't want to do? What am I really trying to avoid? Sometimes it's just a feeling of avoidance. We're trying to avoid some kind of truth, something we have to do, procrastination, all forms of distraction that are keeping us from living our most abundant, rich, wealthy, hot life. And, most importantly, we just got to take that focus back and put it back on things that we actually want to do, because no matter what, our brain is going to try to solve problems. So why not try to direct our thoughts onto things that we actually want in our lives? So instead of always focusing on what we don't want and creating that drama and that inner turmoil and that high conflict state within ourselves that just drains all of our energy and makes us miserable, why not focus and, as much as we can, we're never going to be perfect, but as much as we can, think about the things that we actually want to do and really take that, brave step of taking accountability for where we are and not avoiding things that we need to do. Hey, how many of us distract ourselves just because we have so many things to do? That's literally what procrastination is. So it can be even small things like that. So yeah, let me know if you enjoyed this video, if it resonated with you. Leave me a like, leave me a comment. I'm enjoying making YouTube videos so much again. So thanks for all of your comments and your likes. I really appreciate it, and it makes me want to come back and make more videos. Let me know what else you want to see. And also check out my Wisdom in Dark Paradise inner work journal, available in the description below if you want to practice your journaling and have a creative outlet. If you don't have any, that's a good place to start right now. And also check out my Empress of ESTEEM program that's going live on November 1st, which is going to be my step-by-step guide on helping you change your self-image and raise your self-esteem. All of the things that I did, all the things that you can do, practical, everyday things that you can do to raise your self-esteem. You don't want to miss it. Available in the description below. I hope you have a great day. Bye.